I'm telling you, she's a bully. Isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in this store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect.
I'm Taryn Asher. We begin with a heartbreaking loss for one Metro Detroit family dealing really with an unthinkable tragedy.
Yeah, Taryn, what began as a normal day at work quickly turned violent. A mother of 6 stabbed to death at an East Point McDonald's while doing her job.
It was 8 a.m. on a Thursday morning when 26-year-old Afeni Muhammad walked back into the McDonald's restaurant she had just been sent home from. But this time, she wasn't coming back to work. She wore a mask to hide her face and carried something deadly in her hand, a kitchen knife longer than 3 inches. Just minutes earlier, her manager Jennifer Harris had told her to leave early after another heated argument. Jennifer thought sending Afeni home would end their workplace problems. She was wrong, dead wrong. What happened next would shock everyone inside that East Point McDonald's. Customers ordering their morning coffee, employees preparing for the breakfast rush. None of them knew they were about to witness a mother of 6 fight for her life. As Afeni entered through the employee entrance, knife in hand, Jennifer had no idea what was coming. The argument they'd had earlier was about to turn into something far more violent. Something that would leave a family without their mother, and a community asking how this could have happened. What drove Afeni Muhammad to return with a weapon? What had Jennifer done that made Afeni so angry? And why did their workplace conflict end with 15 stab wounds and a mother's life cut short? Welcome to our channel. Right now, there are thousands of workers like Jennifer who are dealing with workplace bullying and threats from coworkers, completely unaware that those conflicts could turn deadly. If you want to help spread awareness about workplace violence and the warning signs that could save innocent lives, then please like this video, share it, and subscribe to this channel. Your action now could help protect another worker who might be in danger. The truth behind this tragedy will leave you questioning everything you think you know about workplace safety. Jennifer Jama Harris was 39 years old and the heart of her family. She was a single mother raising 6 children on her own, and every decision she made was for them. Her daughter Antonia Griffin would later say through tears, "My mama was a good person. She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for." Jennifer had been working at McDonald's for 15 years. She started as a regular employee and worked her way up to become a manager at the East Point location on 9 Mile Road. For Jennifer, this wasn't just a job. It was how she put food on the table and kept a roof over her children's heads. Every morning, Jennifer would wake up and get ready for work, knowing that her paycheck would help her kids have a better life. Her family said she was hardworking and kind. She would often talk about how much she loved her children with anyone who would listen.
My mama died trying to take care of us. So kind, if anybody needed help, she would give you her last.
Her coworkers knew her as someone who cared about doing her job right. Being a single mother of 6 wasn't easy. Jennifer had to balance work schedules with school events, doctor appointments, and everything else that comes with raising children alone, but she never complained. Her daughter Antonia remembered, "My mama, she woke up every day to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us." Jennifer's family described her as someone who was good to everybody she met. She had been with McDonald's through good times and bad times, always showing up and doing her best. Her 15 years at the company showed her loyalty and dedication. On July 10, 2025, Jennifer went to work just like any other day. She had no idea it would be her last day alive. She had no idea that a workplace argument would end with her children losing their mother forever. Afeni Badu Mohammed was 26 years old and worked alongside Jennifer at the same McDonald's restaurant. But their working relationship was far from peaceful. According to reports, the two women had been having ongoing problems for weeks. 3 days before the attack, Afeni posted 2 videos on her Instagram page. In these videos, she talked about her manager and the issues she was having at work. She claimed that Jennifer was bullying her and creating a hostile work environment. Afeni said Jennifer would belittle her in front of customers and other employees, making her feel embarrassed and angry.
I'm telling you, she's a bully. This isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in this store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her.
These Instagram posts were a clear warning sign that something was building up inside Afeni. She felt the need to share her workplace problems with the world, posting her complaints online for everyone to see. This wasn't just a private disagreement anymore. Afeni was making her anger public. The workplace tension between Jennifer and Afeni had been growing for some time. Other employees could see that the two women didn't get along. There were arguments and disagreements that made the work environment uncomfortable for everyone around them. Afeni claimed that Jennifer was treating her unfairly as a manager. She felt that Jennifer was picking on her and making her job harder than it needed to be. Whether these claims were true or not, Afeni clearly believed she was being treated badly at work. What made this situation even more dangerous was Afeni's criminal history. Court records would later reveal that she had been involved in at least one previous stabbing incident. This meant she had used a knife to hurt someone before. She was also classified as a habitual offender, showing a pattern of criminal behavior. The warning signs were there. The Instagram posts showed Afeni was angry and frustrated. Her criminal history showed she was capable of violence. The ongoing workplace conflict was getting worse, not better. But nobody at that McDonald's knew just how far Afeni was willing to go. Nobody realized that sending her home early on July 10th would trigger a violent response that would end with Jennifer Harris losing her life. July 10th, 2025, started like any other Thursday morning at the McDonald's on 9 Mile Road in East Point. The breakfast rush was beginning and employees were getting ready for another busy day. Jennifer Harris arrived for her shift as manager, ready to handle whatever the day would bring. Afeni Mohammed was also scheduled to work that morning, but from the moment she walked in, there was tension in the air. The problems between Jennifer and Afeni that had been building for weeks were about to come to a head. During the morning shift, another argument broke out between the two women. Witnesses said the disagreement happened in front of other employees and customers. The exact details of what they argued about aren't fully clear, but it was serious enough that Jennifer felt she needed to take action. As the manager, Jennifer had the authority to make staffing decisions. After the argument, she made a choice that she thought would solve the problem for the day. She told Afeni to go home early before her shift was supposed to end. This wasn't an unusual decision for a manager to make. When employees are having conflicts or problems, sending someone home can help calm things down and prevent more issues. Jennifer probably thought she was doing the right thing by removing Afeni from the situation. Afeni didn't argue with Jennifer's decision to send her home. She gathered her things and left the restaurant through the front door. Other employees watched her go, probably feeling relieved that the tension was over for the day. Jennifer continued working, focusing on managing the restaurant and serving customers. She had no idea that sending Afeni home hadn't solved their problem. It had made it much worse. What Jennifer didn't know was that Afeni wasn't going straight home. Instead of driving away and cooling off, Afeni was making a decision that would change everything. She drove to a nearby park, and that's where she decided what she was going to do next. The argument was over, but the real danger was just beginning. Afeni went to her vehicle and got a kitchen knife that was longer than 3 inches. She also put on a mask to hide her face. These weren't random choices. She was planning what she was about to do. Around 8 a.m., Afeni returned to the McDonald's. She didn't walk through the front door like a normal customer. Instead, she went around to the employee entrance, knowing exactly how to get inside without being stopped. When Afeni entered the restaurant, she went straight for Jennifer. What happened next was witnessed by employees and customers who were just trying to start their day with breakfast. Afeni attacked Jennifer with the knife, stabbing her multiple times. According to the assistant prosecutor, Jennifer was stabbed possibly as many as over 15 times. The attack was brutal and happened right in front of people who knew both women. One witness described the horror. "She started stabbing her and I ran for help and basically asked everybody like, 'Help, help,' or whatever. I tried to stop her. It was no stopping her. She stabbed her everywhere." Other employees tried to help Jennifer during the attack, but Afeni wouldn't stop. The violence was so sudden and intense that people didn't know how to react. Customers and workers watched in shock as their coworker and manager was being murdered in front of them. The attack lasted only minutes, but those minutes felt like forever for everyone who saw it happen. Jennifer fought for her life while people around her tried to figure out how to help. What warning signs do you think were missed here? Could this tragedy have been prevented if someone had taken Afeni's Instagram posts more seriously? The stabbing finally stopped, but not because Afeni decided to quit. Something else happened that made her drop the knife and try to run. A customer in the drive-thru was about to become an unlikely hero in this terrible situation. Jennifer lay bleeding on the floor of the restaurant where she had worked for 15 years, fighting for her life. While Jennifer was being stabbed inside the restaurant, a customer was waiting in the drive-thru line, probably just wanting to order breakfast before work.
Police say a customer, a CPL holder in line at the drive-thru, witnessed the stabbing and shot his gun in the air, attempting to stop the crime. The suspect ran out of the fast food restaurant, the CPL holder getting out of his car and holding her at gunpoint until police arrived.
This customer had no idea he was about to witness a murder and become the person who would stop it. The customer could see what was happening inside the McDonald's through the windows. He watched as Afeni Mohammed stabbed Jennifer Harris over and over again. He saw employees trying to help, but being unable to stop the attack. This customer was legally carrying a concealed weapon. He had a permit to carry a gun, and he made a split-second decision that probably saved other people's lives. He fired his weapon to try to stop the attack on Jennifer. The customer didn't shoot at Afeni directly. Instead, he fired a shot into the air. The loud sound of the gunshot startled Afeni and made her stop stabbing Jennifer. The noise was enough to break her focus and make her realize she needed to get out of there. When Afeni heard the gunshot, she dropped the knife and ran toward the exit. She was trying to escape to her vehicle, probably thinking she could drive away and avoid getting caught. But the customer wasn't going to let that happen. The armed customer chased after Afeni as she ran to her car. He followed her outside and confronted her before she could drive away. Using his weapon, he held Afeni at gunpoint next to her vehicle. Afeni was trapped. She couldn't get in her car and drive away because the customer was pointing a gun at her. She couldn't run because he was watching her every move. All she could do was wait. The customer kept Afeni under control until the East Point police arrived at the scene. He made sure she couldn't escape and couldn't hurt anyone else. His quick thinking and brave actions stopped Afeni from getting away with murder. When the police got to McDonald's, they found Afeni being held by the customer. They arrested her immediately. Inside the restaurant, they found Jennifer Harris bleeding on the floor, surrounded by employees and customers who were trying to help her. Without this customer's intervention, Afeni might have escaped. She might have driven away and never been caught. Instead, his actions made sure that justice would be possible for Jennifer Harris and her family. After the stabbing stopped, paramedics rushed Jennifer Harris to a nearby hospital. The medical team worked hard to save her life, but the injuries from the knife attack were too severe. Despite everything the doctors tried to do, Jennifer died from her wounds. A mother of 6 children had lost her life at her workplace. The woman who woke up every morning to provide for her family would never come home again. Jennifer's 15 years of dedication to McDonald's had ended in the most tragic way possible. At the scene, police arrested Afeni Mohammed without any problems. The customer who had held her at gunpoint made sure she couldn't escape. Officers put her in handcuffs and took her to jail. The next day, July 11, 2025, Afeni was taken to court for her arraignment. She appeared before Judge Kathleen G. Gallen at the 38th District Court in East Point. The charges against her were serious and life-changing. Afeni was charged with first-degree premeditated murder, This charge carries a mandatory sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. The prosecution believed that Afeni had planned Jennifer's murder when she went to the park, got the knife, and returned to the restaurant. She was also charged with carrying a dangerous weapon with unlawful intent, which is a 5-year felony. But there was something else that made Afeni's situation even worse. Court records showed that Afeni was a habitual offender with a second offense. This meant she had been convicted of crimes before. The assistant prosecutor revealed that Afeni had been involved in at least one previous stabbing incident. She had used a knife to hurt someone before Jennifer. Judge Galen set Afeni's bond at $25 million, cash or surety only. This extremely high bond amount showed how dangerous the court considered her to be. If she somehow managed to post bond, she would have to wear a steel ankle monitor, report daily to community corrections, stay away from drugs and alcohol, have no contact with Jennifer's family, and never return to McDonald's. The news of Jennifer's death spread quickly through the East Point community. People couldn't believe that a workplace argument had turned into murder. Customers who regularly visited that McDonald's were shocked that such violence had happened at a place they knew so well. Jennifer's family was devastated, and the community began to rally around them during this terrible time. Jennifer Harris left behind 6 children who now had to face life without their mother. These kids, ranging from young school children to teenagers, had lost the person who worked every day to take care of them. Their world was completely turned upside down. Jennifer's daughter, Antonia Griffin, spoke publicly about losing her mother. Through tears, she shared her pain with the world. "My mama was a good person. She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for. My mama, she woke up every day to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us. She loved each other. She did not deserve that at all."
My mama was a good person. She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for. She woke up every day and went to work for us, My mama died trying to take care of us.
Antonia's words showed just how much Jennifer meant to her children. She wasn't just their mother. She was their hero, their provider, and their biggest supporter. Now, these 6 kids had to figure out how to live without the person who had dedicated her entire life to them. The family was not only dealing with grief, but also with practical problems. Jennifer had been the sole provider for her household. Without her income from McDonald's, the family faced financial hardship on top of their emotional pain. The community of East Point quickly came together to support Jennifer's family. On July 14th, just 4 days after Jennifer's death, a community vigil was held at 5 p.m. at the McDonald's where she had worked for 15 years. The vigil brought together family members, friends, coworkers, and community members who wanted to honor Jennifer's memory. Several people spoke at the event, including members of the Harris family and Yusuf Al-Qudri, the owner and operator of the East Point McDonald's. Al-Qudri said, "We are devastated by this senseless tragedy and are standing with the family and community to grieve and heal. This vigil is about honoring a life lost too soon and showing Jennifer's family they are not alone." Also speaking at the vigil were East Point Mayor Michael Kleinfeld and Tanisha Evans, senior pastor of Divine Restoration Ministries in Harper Woods. Pastor Evans had a special connection to the family. She was described as a dear family friend who would be helping them through this difficult time. To help with the long-term needs of Jennifer's 6 children, Divine Restoration Ministries worked with the Harris family to create the Jennifer Harris Legacy Fund. This fund was set up to provide ongoing support for the kids' education, housing, and other needs. The community also set up an official GoFundMe page to help people donate money to support Jennifer's children's future. The family encouraged anyone who wanted to help to donate through their church or the official fundraising page. The outpouring of support showed how much Jennifer had meant to her community and how many people wanted to help her children during this terrible time. During Afeni Muhammad's court arraignment, more disturbing details about the case came to light. Assistant Prosecutor Cian Hengeveld presented the facts to Judge Catherine G. Galen, painting a clear picture of what had happened that morning at McDonald's. Henschfeld told the court that Afeni had entered a public building where other employees were present. She had brought a weapon, a knife longer than 3 inches, and used it to stab Jennifer Harris multiple times, possibly as many as 15 times, eventually causing her death. The prosecutor also revealed that some employees had tried to help Jennifer during the attack, showing how the violence had affected everyone who witnessed it. After the stabbing, Afeni ran to her vehicle trying to escape, but was stopped by the armed customer. One of the most shocking revelations came when the prosecutor discussed Afeni's criminal history. Henschfeld told the judge that Afeni had been involved in at least one previous stabbing incident. This wasn't her first time using a knife to hurt someone. Because of this criminal history, Afeni was classified as a habitual offender, second offense. This classification made her charges even more serious and showed a pattern of violent behavior. Afeni's probable cause conference was scheduled for July 23, 2025, with her preliminary examination set for July 30, 2025. Jennifer Harris's death shows us how workplace conflicts can turn deadly when warning signs are ignored. Afeni Muhammad had posted videos on Instagram 3 days before the attack, complaining about her manager and workplace problems. These posts were a clear cry for help that nobody acted on. Workplaces need better ways to handle employee conflicts before they get out of control. When workers feel bullied or mistreated, there should be someone they can talk to who can help solve the problem peacefully. Security at restaurants and other businesses also needs improvement. Afeni was able to return to McDonald's through the employee entrance with a weapon. Better access control could have stopped her from getting inside. The most important lesson is that we all need to take workplace conflicts seriously. When someone is posting angry messages online about their job, it might be a sign they need help. Early intervention could save lives. Communities must work together to create safer workplaces for everyone. Jennifer "Jamma" Harris will be remembered as a loving mother who gave everything for her 6 children. Her 15 years of hard work at McDonald's showed her dedication to providing for her family even when times were tough. Her death has left a lasting impact on the East Point community. The vigil held in her honor brought people together to support her children and remember a woman who was known for her kindness to everyone she met. Jennifer's story reminds us that workplace violence can happen anywhere, to anyone. Her children now have to grow up without their mother because a workplace conflict turned deadly. This tragedy could have been prevented if the warning signs had been taken seriously. We need better workplace safety rules and training to protect employees like Jennifer. Companies must create safe environments where conflicts can be solved peacefully before they turn violent. What changes would you implement to prevent tragedies like this from happening in your workplace? Have you ever witnessed workplace bullying that could have escalated? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story touched you, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more true crime stories that matter. Help us spread awareness about workplace safety by sharing this video with others. Jennifer Harris deserved better. Her children deserved to have their mother come home that day.